I'm Chris Lewis, firefighter for the Lakeville Fire Department, and welcome to another edition of On Call. The goal of this program is to educate and inform the citizens of Lakeville about how their all-volunteer fire department trains in response to emergencies. Let's take a look at what's coming up on this edition of On Call. We stop in at this year's Fire Prevention Open House and check out all that happened at this annual event. Then Fire Chief Mike Meyer highlights a new kitchen fire trailer and how this asset is going to be used in the county. We answer another viewer's question in Ask the Firefighter. I will get you caught up on the latest happenings around the fire department. And Spot the Fire Dog will give you his perspective of things as he roams around talking to people during the open house. Joining us now is Stephanie Shear from the Lakeville Public Safety Foundation. Stephanie, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
What can you tell us about the Lakeville Public Safety Foundation?
The Lakeville Public Safety Foundation was formed this year to help provide the wants to the Lakeville Police Department and Fire Department. The City of Lakeville is providing all of the needs, the things that make the departments run as well as they do now, and we're just here to help maybe provide some of the things that the city can't afford or we can't do right now.
And do you do that through fundraisers? What sponsors or?
We're looking for sponsorships and donations at the time.
Okay.
Yes.
And I see you guys are here at the open house tonight. Is this one of the fundraisers as well?
Yeah, this is our first fundraiser. Cub Foods actually donated the hot dogs, and we're selling them for donations to help raise money for some of the things that the fire department and the police department are looking for.
Excellent. What inspired this foundation? Any idea?
Some local businesses asked how they could help donate to the community, and this is something that we thought we could do, but there just really wasn't an avenue to do it yet, and so this is a nonprofit way to donate to the fire department and the police department.
So if somebody wanted to donate, what could they do?
Right now they can go to the Lakeville Public Safety Foundation website. It's www.lpsfmn.org and donate there, and there's all the information on the website of how they can donate, or if they would like to sponsor. We're looking for founding sponsors as well.
Stephanie, thank you for joining us today and telling us about this great new foundation.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to let that fire grow a little bit more before we send in those crews. You may hear that chirping noise that you heard just a minute ago. That's the firefighter's PASS, or Personal Alert Safety System, and it will start to go into alarm after 30 seconds of being still. And that's simply a safety precaution in case the firefighters are injured or not moving, lets the other firefighters know. Again, one of the things that we're trying to do for you folks this evening is give you a good demonstration. Thinking that car fire might have been reaching its climax here and starting to die down a little bit more. You notice that first crew is walking in with an unusual looking nozzle. This is called a piercing nozzle, and they'll show you why it works so well in just a minute here. Can literally come right in through the window. Oh, we got a little more fire there. And it gives them the opportunity to have a little more distance. The tip on the piercing nozzle works much like a lawn sprinkler. And then they can just stuff it right in through that window. They can stuff it into an engine compartment, the passenger compartment, almost any area. We can use it on houses as well. Put it right through a sheetrock wall if we need to, and get water into areas that might be a little bit tougher to do with a conventional fire nozzle. So this is you can see it knock that fire down very quickly. They'll continue to get a little bit more water over there before they start to open that vehicle up and do some overhaul, and further extinguishment.
Welcome to another edition of Chief's Corner. I'm Fire Chief Mike Meyer, and today I'm joined by Marie from Egan Fire.
Hi, Mike.
Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah.
And we're here today to talk about the kitchen fire trailer. Can you tell us a little bit about the trailer, who owns it, how we kind of operate it?
Yeah, so the kitchen fire trailer was actually donated by Flint Hills Refinery. We wrote a grant asking for a donation, and they were very generous with that. So the city of Egan technically owns the kitchen fire trailer, but it's actually run by the Dakota County Chiefs Association. So they pretty much manage it, but Egan takes care of it and owns the trailer.
Okay, and this is as far as who gets to use the trailer?
Yeah, so all 15 fire departments in the Dakota County, everyone has come up. In order to use it, you have to come up and actually go through a training on how to use it, because there's safety concerns and also just maintenance issues to make sure that things aren't getting broken. So people come up, they get trained. As long as everyone has a couple people in the department trained, then they're welcome to use the trailer.
Okay, and then this is strictly just for Dakota County fire departments or agencies that get to use it. And I know in the state, Minnesota State Chiefs has a couple trailers, and kind of, can you lead me through why we prompted or we went for a trailer on our own?
Yeah, well, you know, Dakota County is a pretty big county. We're very active in fire prevention, so we really want to get these messages out there. And the Chiefs Association for Minnesota actually has 2 trailers. One is quite a ways up north, and then there's another one I think in Hopkins. And it can be hard to get those scheduled, so you have to kind of get on a calendar. And usually the most desired times is when you find out that it's already reserved. So getting on that schedule can be a little bit harder. Here it's such a small area, so if I use it, you know, Friday, you might be able to use it Saturday. So the turnover is a lot faster and easier.
Okay, and then with obviously Fire Prevention Month, it gets really busy for this, so I can imagine that week it's probably out every day of the week.
Yeah, pretty much. It's out every day of the week. So far we haven't had to tell anyone that they can't use it that week, so we're feeling really good about that. Yep. But yeah, it's really busy in October.
And that's the goal, is to get this out there and have that educational tool for our communities.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
How about if we go back and take a look at it?
Okay,
and
sounds
go through
good.
some of the things that we get to do with the trailer.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Marie, now that we have the trailer open, let's talk about some of the props that we have for demonstrations on our kitchen fire trailer.
All right, so basically we start off, we just use regular kitchen corn oil, nothing fancy about it. You pour about 1 inch of corn oil into the pan. So once we light it up, we would pour it in there. We'd have our inch of oil. We put it up on the stove. We just heat it up just like you would at home. So if you're going to be frying chicken or fish or whatever it is that you're cooking, we let that heat for about 10 minutes or so. And then as part of the demonstration, that actually, after about 10 minutes, it'll ignite. It'll actually start on fire.
Okay, and then as we're waiting for that, we actually kind of give them pointers or the proper way if it does catch fire.
Absolutely, that's the whole point for us is to teach them, you know, what to do and what not to do. So don't let the fire start in the first place. If this pan did light on fire, the first thing we always want to do is people have all these wonderful things in their cabinets. They're called lids, and we take our pans out and the lids fall all over the ground. But we often forget that those lids have a purpose. So get those lids out and have them on the counter. So if you have an accident, the pan starts on fire, you can just slide that lid on there and turn off the heat source.
Yep.
And that'll put the fire out for you.
So Marie, we talked about, you know, the proper way if you do have a grease fire. So what are the don'ts if we do get to that point?
You know, that's really what this demonstration is all about, and it's what not to do. Don't ever put water on a grease fire. Basically what happens is we have that inch of oil that's in this pan. Once it's started on fire, our firefighter takes just 1 cup of water. It's just plain regular drinking water. And when it's on fire, he pours that 1 cup of water onto it. And you'll see how oil and water don't mix, and that fire will just spread into a flashover.
Yep. And then that also, not only, it's no longer contained into the kettle or the pan that's on the stove, it's now on the stove, potentially expanding into the cabinets and the surrounding area.
Absolutely. It's on your body and it's on your cabinetry, so you're destroying property and you're injuring yourself. But we'd prefer to not have the fire start in the first place.
So one of the things that you should have, and all stoves do have them now, is a timer. How would we use that timer?
Absolutely. So you always want to set the timer. Anytime you're cooking anything, you want to have a timer on so you don't let the pan, you know, heat up for 10 minutes or so. So set a timer, and more importantly, have that timer on your body. So if you set the timer on the back of the stove and you think you're gonna, you know, quick go do something, look up a recipe or whatever, we live in a distracted world. The phone rings or something happens, we easily get distracted, and if we're in a different room, we won't hear the timer on the stove. So set the timer on your cell phone or have a small timer that you can put in your pocket, something that's going to alert you no matter where you're at.
Excellent. Let's talk about some of the other things that we have kind of sitting right here.
All right. One thing, if you are somebody that really likes to fry a lot, we really suggest that people get Fry Daddies. These have an element in them that will prevent the oil from overheating. So if it senses that the oil is getting too hot, it actually kind of cools off, so to speak, so it doesn't let it overheat and ignite and cause a fire in the first place.
Okay. And we have one that's back here.
Yeah, so this seems silly, but we actually, you know, probably 11% of the time that we have these kitchen fires, it's due to the stove accidentally being turned on. So these knobs are perfect. They can be used for little kids, pets. We actually have had a couple fires in Egan that, you know, a pet jumped up and got their paw on there and flipped the burner on. So this will prevent them from accidentally turning the burner on. You put it on the knob. When it's closed, it just sort of freely spins, but when you need to actually you know, use it, you can open it up and turn the stove on easily.
All right. And then the last one, we have 2 items, but the last one is the fire stop. So tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah, the fire stop's a great technology. It's essentially, it looks kind of like a tuna can, but there's a fire retardant inside of it. So it'll spray out kind of like a fire extinguisher would. That'll put the fire out for you. So say it's not a small contained fire and you can't get the lid on it. It might have gotten away from you. If it's larger, that fire stop, the wick on it will melt, but it'll put that fire out for you. So you're not having to put yourself in the danger zone. Cooking is the #1 cause of fire, but kitchen fires are actually like the 3rd leading cause of accidental death. So people trying to put that out and injuring themselves, and so this will put it out for you.
Okay, and these we can actually find at Home Depot, any of the kind of the major...
Yeah, any of even your smaller hardware stores, if you ask them, they'll order them for you. So if you have a favorite place that you like to go, excellent, you know, just talk to them, and they're usually pretty happy to order them for you. So.
All right, any other safety tips that we should think about while we're in the kitchen working around the stove?
You know, the biggest thing is to not let the fire start in the first place, and the best way to do that is don't have anything combustible, anything that might start on fire within 3 feet of that stove in the first place. So no hot pot holders, no towels, any of recipes, cookbooks, those kind of things, have them far and clear from those burners and from the stove.
All right, well, thank you for showing us the trailer today. This is a great tool that we have in the Dakota County, and I appreciate it.
All right, great, thanks for having us.
Thanks, Chief. While the cooler weather is upon us, things are still heating up in terms of the number of calls LFD has responded to recently. LFD responds to a variety of calls in the city, including incidents that occur at our Air Lake Airport. In August, a small aircraft was landing on a windy day and couldn't quite make it down the runway. The lone occupant was landing when a burst of air sent him cartwheeling off to the side, landing him near the taxiway. Workers at the airport rushed to the scene to help. First responders arrived, and luckily the pilot was not critically injured from the crash, although he did take a ride in an ambulance to the hospital. There have been an uptick in vehicle accidents in the past few weeks. While we would usually think weather is the cause for an increase in incidents, most of these calls are from inattentive drivers. We have responded to minor fender benders and major accidents that needed full extrication of the occupants of vehicles. Reminder to all of you driving in Lakeville, slow down and drive cautiously, especially during times when our roadways are busy. It is not worth taking a risk trying to shoot across a busy roadway when you can wait a few extra seconds for a safe opportunity to continue your journey. Speaking of driving, the owner of this car won't be traveling in it anytime soon. Firefighters were called out to Motel 6 in southern Lakeville in August for a vehicle fire. When first responders arrived, they found the car fully engulfed and cleared the area until firefighters could arrive. The fire was quickly taken under control, and safe to say this was a total loss for the new owner who had just taken possession of the vehicle. Luckily, nobody was injured in this incident, but a few neighboring cars might have gotten a little hot from the fire. From a fire that was to a couple fires that almost were. In September, firefighters responded to a few calls that could have turned worse. The first call occurred in the Valley Park neighborhood in northeast Lakeville. It seems this homeowner's clothes dryer got a little too hot and started on fire. Firefighters from both Apple Valley and Lakeville responded to a home finding smoke coming from the building. They got everything under control quickly and then ventilated the smoke from the structure. Luckily, the fire was contained to the dryer and didn't spread to other parts of the home. A few days earlier, firefighters responded to a possible structure fire in the northern part of Lakeville on Hawthorne Path. When first responders arrived, the homeowners had vacated the residence as smoke was reported in the basement. Firefighters went in and found a space heater plugged in with an extension cord that had malfunctioned. Space heaters usually have a thick cord on them, and most, if not all, say not to use them with an extension cord. Luckily for this homeowner, the incident only caused minor damage and didn't spread a fire to the rest of the house. Just a reminder to always read the operating instructions with any space heater that you will be using in your home. LFD did respond to a structure fire at a mobile home in the northeast part of town. Firefighters found a fire in the kitchen of this unit and worked quickly to put out the fire. Something on the stovetop is believed to have started the fire, and no one was injured in the incident. The life of a ladder truck is anywhere from 20 to 25 years, and our Ladder 4 is now 27 years old, so it's time for a replacement. A new truck is currently being built, and we expect to take delivery sometime at the end of the year, with it being placed in service in the early part of 2015. And that's just some of the things happening around the fire department.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Hi, my name is Aaron Rutz, a firefighter at Station 2. And today's Ask the Firefighter question comes from Erica in Portland, Oregon. And she asks, what do you wear under your gear? And also, do you really sleep in your clothes to save time? Thank you for your question, Erica. To answer your question, first, let's take a look at the gear we use to protect ourselves. Turnout clothing consists of a combination of pants, boots, and a jacket. All turnout clothing must have 3 components: an outer shell, a moisture barrier, and a thermal barrier. In between these layers are pockets of air referred to as dead zones. These layers of air, along with the 3 protective layers, help to further insulate the wearer from the extreme environments of fires. The standards for our protective clothing assumes that no other clothing is needed to protect us. To answer your question, it is really up to the individual in what they want to wear. Most of the time, firefighters wear something comfortable under their gear, but since we are a volunteer fire department, it sometimes depends on the clothing we are wearing when the call comes in. Many times it's jeans and a t-shirt. It is common for firefighters to keep a duty crew t-shirt in their locker and change into that before they put on their gear. As for your second question, I can't speak for all firefighters on what they sleep in, but I know many have clothes ready to go in case we get a call in the middle of the night. Thanks for your questions, Erica. If you have a question for Ask the Firefighter, use the contact information on your screen.
It is I, Spot the fire dog, because I like to scratch out the fires. And hey, I'm here at the fire department open house, woo-hoo, and I have got a new collar. Let me show it to you. Under here, there's a camera, and I'm going to walk up to the camera operator, Tim. Give a wave, camera operator, Tim. Oh, so we're going to have a great time. So let's check out the open house. Woo-hoo! Oh, it's a little tighter on my neck, though. Hey, I'm joined with a bunch of young ladies. How are you ladies tonight? Good. What are you eating there, young lady? Oh, it's a good cookie. Would you give it to a dog? No, I wouldn't either. Hey, have you been learning lots of good stuff at the open house today? Yeah. What's a good fire tip you could share with me? Did you learn any of those? Stop, drop, and roll. Oh, boy, that is a good one. I'd give you a high five if I could, but my GoPro camera's choking me a little bit, so. Hey, good job. Enjoy your cookies. Hey, look at that! The Lakeville Fire Department. Oh, and they got hats. Hey, Clancy, how you doing?
I'm good, Spot.
Hey, great. Hey, do you think I could get a hat to please?
Sure.
Why don't you? Oh, I said put it on my head, not make me eat it.
There you go, Spot.
Hey, look at that. Very professional. Woo-hoo. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, we got stickers. And hey, could I get a sticker?
Sure.
Right on the end of my nose, please.
There you go.
Oh, awesome. All right, what else have we got here? Oh, I got literature. Oh, I love literature. Oh, look at that, it's Sparky. He's one of my relatives, you know. Very good. Hey, could I have all that good stuff? Please? I'm a very polite dog.
You got your tongue.
All right, thank you. Oh, hey, look at all of these great t-shirts. Hey, how you doing back there? Hey, good. Hey, I like your hat.
Thanks. You have a nice hat, too.
Yeah, you know what? I've been curious. What's your hairstyle under there?
I don't really have
Oh, hey, I bet you're part of Amanda's army, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hey, good for you. You know, I would have shaved my head, but I don't have any hair. Very short. But you know what? These are great t-shirts, and I've got one.
Oh, good. I see. Nice job.
Yeah, and my tongue is getting all thick up because I had a sticker on it. I'll see you later. Thank you, that's nice of you. Bye. Hey, how you doing, pal? I'm a Spot. Can you give me 5? Oh, good. What's your name, buddy?
Oliver.
Oliver. Well, nice to meet you, Oliver. Are your hands keeping nice and warm with your gloves on? Yeah.
Charlie, want to say hi?
Do you want to know something funny? Look, I got a sticker on my tongue. Would you like a sticker on your tongue? No! No, that'd be too silly. Can you give me a wave there, buddy?
Can you wave hi?
How about a little wave? No. How about a wave way back there? Can you jump up and down on one foot? Can you smile? Can you go, cheese, like we're taking your picture? Because that's what I got. I got a camera here. Looks like he's ready for a nap, Mom. Oh, there's the smile. Hey, now give me a good wave. Give me a good wave. How about you, Oliver? Can you give me a good wave? Oh, that's a good one. Oh, and look at this little girl. She's eating her mitten and giving me a good wave, too. Hey, good job. Oh, look at that little one over there. Hi, sweetie. She's running away in fear. It's okay. I'm not going anywhere. It's okay. Bye. Hey, we're at the fire department open house, and look who I run into. Lakeville Mayor Matt Little. How are you doing, Mr. Mayor?
I'm doing good. How are you, Spot?
I'm doing great. And hey,
Good.
do you like my new collar? I got
do.
a GoPro camera on there.
I do. It's a little bit techie there.
It isn't. It's kind of
That's fine.
choking me
That's
a little
fine.
bit. So I'll
Yeah.
get right to my question. Hey,
do
is
it.
there any fire safety tips that you could give for the kids watching this segment?
Sure. I think the most important thing kids should learn is how to use a fire extinguisher. That way, then they can stop a fire before it gets any bigger, and they can stop it right there.
Hey, that's a great suggestion. And when you
thanks.
use that fire extinguisher, you got to sweep.
You got to sweep from the base of
That's
the
right.
fire. Yes,
and
at
I'm
the bottom of the fire.
I'm gonna sweep out of here. Good to see you,
Okay,
Mr.
good to
Mayor.
see you, Spot.
Let's
Take
keep
care.
looking at the open house.
Any of that smoke,
Yeah, it's a GoPro.
breathe any of that in, that could be dangerous.
Oh, look at you can see the flames in there now.
I mentioned earlier about the smoke.
Hey, Mike, it's me, Spot. How you doing? Get down low. Thank you. No, that's okay. Hey, look at my new collar.
I like that collar. It blinks at you.
I know, it's very cool. I feel like I'm in the Planet of the Apes.
There's something on your tongue, though. What happened?
Well, I got stuck over by the sticking department when I got my helmet.
As long as you don't lick the flagpole in the wintertime.
I have done that before, and you guys have come and rescued me.
What?
Yeah,
Hot water, right?
you got it.
All right, don't
Not
do it
very
again.
I won't. Hey, have a good open house. We'll see you later. I gotta go, man. Yeah, goodbye. Well, everyone, that was my view of this year's fire department open house. Oh, it was so fun. I got to talk to so many people, and they got to see my GoPro. Ooh, pretty good. So until next time, this is Spot the Fire Dog saying, I love to scratch out the fires, just like my Uncle Scratch. Oh, there's still some cookies left. Cookies! I'm gonna get some more cookies!
Thanks for joining us for this edition of On Call. If you have questions, comments, an idea for the program, or would like to send a question in to Ask the Firefighter, please call 952-985-4700 or send an email to the address on your screen. Thanks for joining us, and all fire units are clear.